it's Miss Yulia here, and now you can see me and the digital version of myself that will guide you through the webinars. So let's get started. Please open your copybooks and put down the date. Under the date, please put down two sentences. Question number 1, how are you today? And question number 2, how were you yesterday? Now you can pause the video and write down the sentences. In sentences number 2 and 3, you need to answer these questions. So for example, today I'm happy, yesterday I was excited. Now look at the picture. What can you see? Can you see animals? Can you see school? Very nice. You can see 4 different clocks. So what do you think we'll speak about today? Good. Today we'll speak about time. Today you will learn how to tell the time and how to ask. But before we start, let's discuss our plan. So telling the time is our new topic. So point number 1 will be to learn new words. Very nice. Point number 2 will be to using speech, and point number 3 using in writing. Very good. So let's move on. Let's get started. When we want to know the time, we need to ask a question. What is the question? What color is it? What day is it? No. We want to know the time. So what do we need to ask? What time is it? Very good. Look at clock number 1. Each clock has 2 hands. We call them hands. Look at the picture. There are 2 hands. They are red. We have a short hand and a long hand. Look at the short hand. Does it show us hours, часы, or minutes? Right. The short hand shows us hours and the long hand shows us minutes. Look at this very hand. What number is it pointing at? It's pointing at 10, and the long hand is pointing at 12. So it's 10 o'clock, or it's 10 sharp, 10:00, 0 minutes. We don't have minutes here. 10 ровно. Okay, look at clock number 2. Now try yourself. Look at the short hand. It's 2 o'clock. Very nice. So it's 2 sharp. At clock number 3, it's 4 o'clock. Very good. So when we speak about time that is sharp, like 10 sharp, 2 sharp, 4 sharp, when we have 00, we use the word o'clock, which means in Russian that it's 10 часов ровно, so no minutes. So what I want you to do now, please copy the question and one example in your copybook so that you always have it in front of your eyes. And we continue. What do you usually do at this time? For example, at 10 o'clock I wake up, at 2 o'clock I have lunch, at 4 o'clock I walk my dog. So what do you do? Now pause the video and say the sentences. And after it, please write the 3 sentences in your copybooks. And what time is it? Very nice, it's 12 o'clock. But in English, we have 2 special words for this time. So when it's 12 o'clock at night, when we sleep, we call it midnight, полночь. When it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, when we don't sleep, we call it noon, полдень. Now try yourself. Look at the clock. What time is it? Look, we have a moon and an owl. So is it day or night? It's night. So it's midnight. Good. And what about the second one? We have the sun shining. What time is it? It's noon. Okay, a very important note. When we speak about midnight and noon, we don't use the word clock. So we say it's midnight and it's noon. Full stop. Nothing else. Okay. Who is it? It's Mr. Barista, of course. You all know him. What time is it? Look at the clock. It's midnight. So now let's try to say this sentence. Where is Mr. Barista and what time is it? Mr. Barista was, yesterday, he was at the swimming pool, good, at midnight. Very nice. So remember, when we speak about time, we need to use at, okay? At midnight, в полночь. What about the second picture? We have Cookie the Cook and Mr. Ozzy. What time is it? Okay, it's noon. So Ozzy and Cookie were at the library. Very nice. At noon. Good. And now let's play a game. Once again, what is the question? The question is, what time is it? Now you will see a clock, and your task will be to name the time. For example, what time is it? It's 3 sharp, 3:00. It's 3 o'clock. Okay, now you try. Say the question. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Okay, the question. What time is it? It's midnight. Next one. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, good. And the last one. It's noon. Very nice. I have a question for you. Where were you yesterday at noon? For example, yesterday at noon, I was at the supermarket. I know that we're all at home now, but please use your imagination. Think it up. I don't need the truth, okay? So yesterday at noon, I was. Pause the video and say the sentence. Let's move on. Once again, what is the question? What time is it? What time is it? It's 10 o'clock, but I have a surprise for you. Now our minute hand moved down and now it's pointing at 6. So it's not 10 o'clock, it's 10:30. And you can say it as 10:30. It's 10:30. Or you can say it in a different way. You can say it as it's 10:30. And let's stop here and think. In English, the word half means половина. So we'll divide our clock in two halves, на две части. So what is happening now? Our right half is called past. What does it mean, past? You know this word. It means прошлое, последующий, прошедший, после. So what do we have here? We have half, половина, past, после, 10, 10. So it's very logical. It's 10:30, половина после 10, or 10:30. Please copy it in your copybooks to have it in front of your eyes. Let's try this one together. So once again, our minute hand is pointing at 6. So it's половина после, half past, so it's 2:30, 2:30, or it's 2:30. Very nice. Половина после 2. Okay, and the last one. It's 8:30, or it's 8:30, половина после 8. Do you understand it? I'm sure you do. So let's try to practice it a little bit. What time is it? Okay, what time is it? Look, our hand is pointing at 3. Our minute hand is pointing at 6, at 30. So it's 30, половина после 3, or 3:30. Very nice. Next one. It's 9:30, or 9:30. Good. The next one. It's 1:30, or 1:30. Good. Now I want you to say a sentence. Yesterday at 30, la la la, you choose your time. I was at and I wasn't at. For example, this is my sentence. Yesterday at 8:30, 8:30, I was at the supermarket and I wasn't at school. What about you? Again, I know that we are all at home now. Use your imagination and say something, anything you want, and then write this sentence in your copybook. So say it first and then write. And let's move on. Now we'll speak about a more difficult thing, so please be very, very attentive here. Look at clock number 1. So first of all, what time is it? It's our question. Clock number 1. So our hand, часовая стрелочка, is pointing at 8. Our minute hand is pointing at 3. 3 means 15, right? So it's 8:15. In English, 15 minutes can also be called a quarter. Let's say together, quarter. So in Russian, it means четверть. So 15 minutes means a quarter. A quarter means 15 minutes. So once again, we divide our clock in two halves. Who remembers how we call the right part? We call it past. So what do we have here? We have 15 minutes, a quarter, past 15 минут после, what time? Past 8. So it's a 8:15. 15 минут после 8 or 8:15. Please copy it in your copybooks. 8:15. Okay, the next one. Try it yourself. Once again, it's 6:15. So it's 15 minutes, 15 минут после 6. So it's 6:15. Very easy. You just need to use your logic to understand. Number 3. So our hour hand is pointing at 11 and it's 15 minutes past 11 or it's a 11:15. Okay, say it please orally. Very nice. Don't forget to copy one example in your copybooks. And let's move on. Oh, bravo. You all managed to do an amazing thing. So, what is the difference here? Our minute hand, minutная стрелочка, the long one, is pointing at 9. So it means that it is 5:45. But look at our short hand. It's almost pointing at 6. Она практически на 6. So it's 5:45. It's almost 6. So what we're doing now? Once again, 15 minutes means a quarter. We divide our clock in two halves. Our right part is called past. Our left part is called to, к. So, what do we have here? 15 минут к 6. So, it's a quarter to 15 минут к, and then you need to name the next number. So, it's a quarter to 6. Без 15 6. So, it means that we have 5:45. In 15 minutes, it will be 6. Okay, copy it in your copybooks, please. And let's try this one together. So once again, our minute hand is pointing at 9 at 45 minutes, and our hour hand, часовая стрелочка, the short one, it's between 2 and 3. So it's almost 3, практически 3. So it's a quarter to, look, it's 2:45. Quarter to 15 минут к 3. Okay, and the last one. Try it yourself without my help. I'm sure you can do it now. It's a quarter to 2. Okay, very nice. Now we'll play a game. A quarter past or a quarter to. You will see a clock and your time will be to decide if it's a quarter past something or a quarter to. Let's try number 1 together. So we divide our clock in two parts. Our minute hand is on the right. So our right side is called past. So it's a quarter past. Can you name this time? A quarter past 11. 15 минут после 11. 11:15. Next one. Again, it's on the right side. The right side is called past. So it's a quarter past. Can you name the time? It's very easy. It's a quarter past 6. 6:15. Next one. Look. Now we have our minute hand on the left side. How do we call our left side? We call it to, k. So what do we have here? It's a quarter to 2. So it's 1:45. Next one. A quarter to 3. Наша часовая стрелочка почти на 3. So it's 2:45. And the last one? Very nice. A quarter to 6. So it's 5:45. Where were you yesterday at a quarter to 5? Без 15:05. So 4:45. Where were you? For example, yesterday at a quarter to 5, I was at the gym, running, doing sports. I wasn't at the pizza place. I swear. Now you need to write a sentence about yourself in your copybooks. And the last task for today. Here you will need to write the sentences in your copybooks, then show the sentences to me and I will give you a grade. Write the sentences, write the time in letters, choose was, were, and wasn't, weren't. Okay, let's try to remember. I was or wasn't, you were or weren't, he was, wasn't when the sentence is negative, when we say no, she was, wasn't, it was, we were or weren't, you were, and they were or weren't when we want to say no. Okay, you can use this table in case you need it. And let's do number one together. So first of all, what time is it? Once again, we divide our clock in two halves. Our minute hand is on the left. The left part is called 2, so it's a quarter to. Very nice. To what time? Look, it's almost 3, so it's a quarter to 3. So it's 2:45. Без 15:03. So at a quarter to 3, they look at the picture. Where are they? They were at the cinema and they weren't at the supermarket. Now let's discuss 4 more times together, and then you will write the sentences yourself. So time number 1. Look at the time. What time is it? Try to say it. Good. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 sharp. Very nice. Time number 2. What time is it? It's 8:30 or it's 8:30. The next one. Okay, our minute hand is pointing at 15. It's on the right, so it's a 6:15. Okay, and try to say this one yourself. Okay, very nice. It's a 1:45. 15 минут до 2 не хватает. Без 15:02. Okay. So what I want you to know, in your copybooks, please look at the pictures, write the sentences, and then show them to me, and I will give you a grade. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. I will talk to you soon. Have a good day, everyone, and goodbye. Bye-bye.